think it's time. Previously on Brian Plays Ridge Racer. Oh, another token?
All right, everyone. 1 minute to go. Are you ready? The engines sound like they're ready to go. Are you all set?
Absolutely not. Welcome in. Oh, hi, I'm Brian Dunaway, and we're about to play some Ridge Racer, Namco's classic racer from the 90s at the arcade. 1 minute. Oh, is it time to race? Let's race. All right, we got that on. All right, yeah. Uh-oh. Maybe I should have tapped that instead. All right. Now we are on the Ridge Racer at the arcade, so only in cockpit stuff, right? Can't follow behind. That would come later. Uh-oh. Woo. I am playing this with a PlayStation controller, though. Do not have a steering wheel and brake. I am using analog triggers to pump that gas. Pump that. Oh, going too fast. Oh, high techs. Okay, let's hit that brake and do a little. Oh, too much. Drifted a little poorly. Ridge Racer. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm not very good. Time extended. Need to tap that brake just enough to free those back wheels from traction. Did I get that time? Nope. No, I'm not drifting very well. Is this deacceleration or is it brake? Maybe I got it configured incorrectly. We'll get into that just in a minute. Oh, so close. Hang in there, brother. Oh, no. Well, if this was Ridge Racer 2, I could see in my rearview mirror who's on my tail, but it's not. Oh, man. Let's make ourselves big. Suspension bridge. Oh, here's Pinky. Hey, Pinky. There's got to be a nod to Pinky from Pac-Man, right? There's all kinds of Namco references here. Oh, no, did I run out of time? Oh, no. Time is up. Lucky Phil in Big, and welcome in. Oh, hi, everybody. It is Thursday or Friday, wherever in the world you are, and we're playing some, finally, through a little help from our friends, Captain Kipper, who gave me some instructions on what I might be doing wrong. Unlike Tech Tuesday is Terrific Thursday, and hopefully we will get a chance to play a couple of the arcade versions of Ridge Racer, including a little bit of home console stuff. Let's see if I can recap what I've been doing with Rage Racer. I almost said it wrong, didn't I? All right, so Ridge Racer 93 arcades. Do I need? Yeah, I'll need that. All right. Namco released this for the arcade, trying to beat our Sega people to the bat. There was, of course, a couple of racers out there, but they knew about one forthcoming game, Daytona. And so Namco had one mandate: beat Sega to the punch and make it fun. And so they did. They brought Ridge Racer and beat Sega to the punch. Followed up with, let's just take a look. Let's see what else we have in here. Let's see what the other items are. But while we're doing that, I do believe we need to make sure that Twitch has not started our pre-ads. Let's just make sure. Probably be a bad idea to also post on social media. What do you remember about Ridge Racer? Did you ever get a chance to play the full-size Ridge Racer with the Mazda Miata? Select locations may have been lucky to have that. Ah, yes, good. The ads start in a matter of 44 something seconds. Good time to let social media know we are online. YouTube. There we go. All right. This seems a bit loud to me. Is it loud? Is the music loud, or is it just my imagination? Ad starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. We'll be back just in a second. For those on Twitch, don't worry. We won't leave without you. We won't leave without you. Lucky Phil can confirm, not too loud. Sometimes it's a trick, because it sounds too loud in my earballs. In my earballs. Get a screenshot of, well, let's take a look here. Let's see what kind of greatness we have here in the Ridge Racer area. Blunk, blunk. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, look at that. Ooh, nice little, ooh, I like that overlay. I'll have to make use of that overlay. Go, Ridge Racer. Go, Ridge Racer, go. Lucky Phil, what you been up to today? How are things? That's right. Text go my follow age. What's my follow age? Quick story. Today at my day job, we had an incident with the UPS, not the delivery people, but the battery backup. Anyone ever had some of those go bad? We did this week. At least some toxic gas. I believe it's called hydrogen sulfide because it's got a sulfur smell to it. It's also known as sewer gas, I believe. I think is a relation to it. Monkey Bananas, yes, I am on. You were on, I am on. Anyway, very scary stuff. And stanky. And server rooms are not known for their ventilation. No, sir. They are not. Was it rack mount UPS or rooftop? Well, backectomy, what is going on? So, it is a rack mount. Now, it's its own racks, right? They've got a couple of racks. And it's their own racks. And we actually, I believe, do we lease the equipment or they're maintained? How about that? But we had 3 of them swell up on us, obviously causing problems and expelling that nauseous gas, and could be a health hazard. So we had to take quick action, but to be careful as well because no one wants to, oopsie, with a big old battery acid. Yeah, backectomy server. Yeah, it was a server room. Yep. So that was fun. Most of my day involved, risk analysis of how fast we need to respond, what's going to happen if we don't, productivity versus health and safety. Boy, all things outside of my usual job specifications. But when it comes to safety, it's everybody's job, in my opinion. I have a higher mandate to keep myself and my coworkers safe than anything else. Ridge Racer says, yeah, corporate director, prepare to qualify. Prepare to qualify. I didn't realize how recently we had done pole position. I was like, I thought we did pole position a real long time ago. It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't as long as I thought. Also, if you were on Tuesday for Tech Tuesday, I'd like to apologize for my my waning patience. I'm usually really I'm a retro streamer who is used to encountering challenges, but for some reason, I just was not having it on Tuesday. It was just really irking me, and I don't know exactly why. I guess we all just have sometimes just, a short patience with things, right? Welcome to the ride zone. Get ready. Oh, the ridge zone. That's right, Cobra Director. So there was a thing going on at this time in the early 90s in Japan where this game was developed. And it was a lot of drift racing. So I think mostly it was happening around the mountainous areas, and there's a name for it, and I don't want to butcher it. But there's a name for that drift racing around mountains. But essentially, what you would do is, in order to keep from losing speed, since you were in the mountains, lots of turns, right? And in order to not lose your speed, especially once you got to maybe a more straight area, you would hit your brakes and essentially your back would suddenly become loose because you're going to hit the brakes and stop get rid of the traction, right? And it's just going to kind of slide around. The weight of the body is kind of sliding around back there, and but you can maintain instead of flipping over, right? So all that inertia is kind of shifted a little bit. So instead of spinning and falling over, you just release the back end. Capkeeper says Initial D Manig was popular in the mid 90s. Am I saying that right? Initial D Manig. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. Like Phil says, in Australia, we call that cracking the shits. I like cracking the shits. I love it. Manga. Okay, very good. Yes, very good. All right. I love it. So, Captain Kipper, thank you so much. Captain Kipper was able to give me a little bit of a hand with getting Ridge Racer to operate on MAME. I had some questions. I don't quite understand. I don't understand the ROM sets as well as I would like, and how they relate to particular versions of MAME and what MAME version I'm running here on Batocera. So it's a little bit of a mystery to me. And so I had some ROMs, but they weren't functioning, and Captain Kipper was nice enough to help me figure out what I needed to do. All right. So this is the original arcade version, right? And we're doing this with a stick. We don't have a steering wheel. But I was able to map my analog throttle, so we can get that at least equivalent. All right. That's a little bit better start. I didn't lose as much traction. As I mentioned, if you played Ridge Racer on consoles, where most people probably played Ridge Racer the most, we're not covering the console versions this week very much. We're going to do a few of them, but not very many. Uh-oh. We're mostly going to stay at the arcade, which means... Oh, I just went through those guys. Oh, how did that work out? Somebody's right on your tail. So, oh, thank you. So we're only racing from inside the car. You cannot change the view unless somebody knows the way you can. I didn't see it anywhere in the instructions. Hey, look at that. Aladdin's Castle. This is the world version, by the way. Don't know how Aladdin's Castle, the arcade, managed. We need to get some of those Aladdin's Castles tokens. Someone sent me some of those years ago. Uh-oh, they just... I don't think I'm braking. I think I'm like de-accelerating or something. Or maybe I'm not going fast enough. Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. I think I gotta release the gas. Of course. I wasn't releasing the gas like a dummy. It's a new record. Oh, that was bad. Oh, pile up. Oh, boy. Lost about 4 positions there. Not going to win that way, Brian. Oh, man, I overcorrected. Brent. You can tell this first iteration, I think it's actually revision 3 for the world. I'll have to look at the exact release. But most of the advertising is in the form of a few billboards, but mostly like decorations on the car, stickers and that stuff. So we got Pac-Man here, I believe, Pinky. That color of that car makes sense. Some Namco stuff, right? Oh, man. All right. Oh, there it goes. I'm doing a little drifting. Did a little drifting there. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Nice different sound when I go in the in there. Now, there's really only one place to be. First place, baby. There is no finish top 3 and then get to progress, right? This is an arcade game. You just had the same map over and over again. Boom. I love how that part works, though. So when you finish there, it flies up into this to the lap time, which I love. Top 3, congratulations. So you do get at least a little. There's a wave. What did it say? What did it say on the side there? Loud thumbs. What is going on, my friend? Love it. Have I got so that's a great question. It's Black Magic, says Captain Kipper earlier from the is that you talking about the manga or are you talking about the black magic of the MAME? Because it is some black magic, right? The Ray says, have you got the Namco Nijikon? Is it Nijikon? I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Anyway, there is a twisting controller, and that would be ideal. I do not have that. So this the PlayStation version of this was released as a launch title for the PlayStation, right? And we actually have the PlayStation version running back here behind me on the CRTs, and we'll get to that one shortly. But you didn't have analog controllers because the dual sticks weren't out yet at launch. So the only way to get any analog control, very difficult to control Ridge Racer and the drifting without analog type control. And that's what the Twist, Namco's Twist controller allowed you to do. I don't think there's ever any support on the PlayStation itself to use the analog sticks or anything. Emulation, of course, you can, but that's probably more what you don't want to do. The Wraith can confirm this game has 100% accurate car physics. Not. The Cobra Director says, I used to emulate this on a standalone Ridge Racer emulator. That would be awesome, Cobra Director. The original arcade machine had a steering wheel with force feedback, and they had come in a stand-up model and a sit-down model. It had, you could shift the gears up and down. I think pole position had that too, right? So I think you could go, it's like you're in first, you go to second, you just, and then if you need to go back, you go, and you go, you knock it up. Trying to remember what else is about the controls. The gas and brake, both analog control, steering wheel, analog control. Yeah. And that's the other thing too on the PlayStation version, all of it's digital. It's D-pad, digital, off, on. The gas is digital. The face buttons, typically. So I don't think it used, because it did have it. Where's my original controller at? I'll have to locate that in a minute. Loud Thumb says, oh, hi. Wow. It's been a minute since I've seen this in motion. Right, Loud Thumbs? I think it's doing pretty good. The videos I've watched recently, as recent as a few months ago on YouTube, show that all of these ROMs have improved in performance in the more recent versions of MAME. So if you have a ROM set and you do have the ability to update it, I probably would. It's running pretty good. Loud Thumb says, my first foray into this game was the PSP, actually. Solid portable game. I did play a little bit of that today. I played a little bit of that version today on the Ambernick RG35 XX SP, the clamshell. Played a little bit of that. Ooh, you hear a little bit of the audios. Kind of. She says one min. Now, I love this guy. In the arcade, you get this guy running across the thing. He's great. He's great. I love that guy. It gives you a sense of urgency. Did the PSP version hold up? It's a lot more complicated. So one of the reasons why we're only covering the first. Okay, there's my drift. Not very good at it, but I can make it happen. All right. One of the reasons why we're only covering the arcade stuff is because Ridge Racer becomes a console, mostly console concept, right? In later iterations. Once you get to like R4, I mean, you're really, it's less arcadey. Even though it's still got arcade elements, it's less arcadey and more closer to like what Gran Turismo or something. I mean, it's more sim, even though it's still arcadey. It's not this arcadey, right? I mean, this is full on arcade. Drifting. R4 still uses drifting, but it's a lot slower. This is just so, it's got its own physics, right? I mean, it's unrealistic, but it's fun, which is what arcade games are, right? The physics aren't accurate. They're just fun at physics. Hey, Pac, oh, this says Mappy. I thought it said, it says Mappy on the pink car. Okay. Let's see what else we can spot on these cars as we pass by them in our early 90s Japanese drift racing in the mountainsides. The mountainside. Oceanside? Mountainside? On the mountains. Near the... Oh, I turned. I wasn't sliding, and I'm not going to finish top 3. Ladd's Castle. Cyber Station. Yep, this is the next one. There we go. Not great, but okay. What was on that 54 car back there? Did you see it? Did you see it? I didn't see it. I missed it. Okay, let's stay on the inside lane. Gonna make some space. Oh, we're in first place. Holy crap on a stick. Oh, don't lose it. Oh my gosh. Coming down the straightaway. Can't look behind us. This is the first one. No rearview mirror. No looking behind you. You just gotta hope. You just gotta hope. Yes. 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 Look at me, baby. Woo! Loud Thumb says, my first foray in this game was PSP. We said that, didn't we? Captain Cooper did say MAME, confirmed earlier. Loud Thumb says, not much. My question earlier, what you doing? Finally had a minute to tune in. Yeah, excellent. Oh, Tin Lobster is here. What is going on, Tin Lobster? Project Gotham Racing, Project Gotham 2, which I have over there, I believe. We need to get that busted out, too, with the first racing game that I really, really liked. Nürburgring was a blast. Nürburgring, how do you say that? I'm not sure. Nürburgring? I do love Project Gotham Racing. We'll have to, or Project Gotham 2, we'll have to get that one out. I think Loud Thumbs was asking if it still holds up with the PSP version. I thought it was pretty neat. It was a little bit slower after playing some of the arcade one this week, though. Captain Kipper does confirm some racing games turn to RPGs, then racing. Yeah, like I think R4 had 300 possible configurations, career modes, and everything else. That's like totally not what this. Totally not the vibe you get from the first one, right? It's all about drifting. There's only one track with some variations on the track based on what difficulty level you pick, and you just race, man. You get your little race on. Loud Thumb says, which is why I love arcade so much more. Yeah, I love arcade racers. They're so much fun. I wish I had time to get a proper steering wheel out and everything, but just not really enough time. And also, I've found that I just don't do very well with steering wheels now. Now, if I was at an arcade that was properly set up, maybe, but I have a steering wheel. I have several steering wheels that, attach themselves to some metal frames that make it pretty stable. But even then, there is something about having absolute freedom to just yank on a steering wheel that makes the arcade so much more fun. I mean, I like I said, I got just a sturdy metal frame, but it clamps on, right? It still clamps on or screws on. It's still mostly plastic housing, and just it just doesn't have that. I don't have the confidence to do outrageous movements, the exaggerated movements that you get to have when you're when you're playing like at the arcade, right? Those machines were meant to take just absolutely no care. Allow some says too much realism in games these days. Just be fun. Oh yeah, just be fun to have to play and wacky, solid. Yeah, just got to do it right. The Wraith confirms the Angel and Devil cars get pretty fast. Yeah. Taz says yanking on the steering wheel is fun, but also that's how they break when everybody does it. I know, right? I know. That's the next guy's problem. You're terrible. Little Timmy abusing the arcade cabinet. Absolutely. And when I say jerking around, I'm not like seriously intentionally trying to cause damage. But I have a freedom, right? I have a freedom of thought that this can take it. Just like a real car. I mean, you're not going to totally abuse your car, but it can handle just a little bit of roughness. Like if you ever had a at home steering wheel, you just gotta treat it a little. You don't make big moves. You try to stay within a range because those things are really easy to break. But one of the things that we had talked about earlier, which really worked for the for the PlayStation version, was the Ingicon. What is it called? The Ingicon? Is that Nijicon? That's where I'm going with. It's that twist controller. So, matter of fact, let's take a look at the twist controller real quick. I looked at a couple of places that I could have ordered it in US. You can get them for fairly reasonable price out of Japan. Even the shipping's not too bad, but according to where you live, it could be a little expensive. Let's get this pulled up here for the shipping, and who knows, also something you have to worry about, how much it's going to cost when it gets to the border too. It's like how much you cost to get in this country. But this is the Namco MPC 104 Nijicon racing controller. This is the black version. Most people I've seen have the white version. And those yellow horribly. Of course, black and yellow too. Well, not really the black, but the gray parts right here can kind of yellow as well. This one looks like it's in pretty good condition. About $70. I don't really have time to get it here before the show, but I am interested in picking one of these up. And I actually asked a local retro game store up in Anderson, South Carolina, called Game Cache. And I asked them if they had one of these in stock. So maybe if I get a chance to get up that way this weekend, maybe something can happen. Also, I had heard some mention of this too. This is another controller from Namco. It's called the JogCon. And it's kind of got like a little steering wheel here, right? Little analog control. I thought that might be kind of interesting. I don't know what all you would do with that, but I do know that the Nijicon, when you see it a lot of times, it is bundled with Ridge Racer, because that was the best compromise that you could really get. So here's a good looking. This is probably it's Europeans. There you go, Europeans. Very cheap. Look at that. Oh man, very nice. Decent. Player one got some really good price there. Basically $28. That's a really good price from a seller who seems to be fairly trusted. Looks like it's a 101, which I'm assuming is the first edition of that. And see what happens. These get kind of yellow sometimes. I've seen some that are really yellow, but that's the risk you're taking. I'm guessing you hold the wheel with the one hand like right. You're talking about the JogCon or what? JogCon. Yes. So Captain Kipper says no force feedback, but seems had a 1-to-1 movement with the on-screen wheel. Right. Oh, I had a Logitech wing. Okay, he's referring to the Logitech Wingman Formula GP steering wheel back in the 90s. Yeah, I did. I had one similar to that too. Now that's the Formula GP. Did no feedback? That's what I was thinking. The Formula GP did not have the feedback, which is the one I also had, I believe. Look at this thing. Still in the box, right? Look at that. Straight out of Japan for $50. 50. Look at that. I love it. All right. Um, so that's a really good way to play the PlayStation 1 version. I think I've got let's fire it up and we've won the easiest one, right? It's Rave War Galaxian. Look at us up front. Killing it. Killing it. Ridge Racer. So we got a little bit of time to choose. We got time trial. We went with novice, intermediate, advanced. Okay, we can go up to 200 miles per hour on the advance. That's going to mean more drifting, more fun, more wrecking. Okay, it says 1 minute. Okay, here comes this guy again. All right, yeah. I thought it was a good start. But it was not. Now, of course, we could be in manual mode instead of automatic. We'd probably have a little better fast start if I had the skills. I always like the oncoming cars and things. Like there's a plane that kind of I forgot him. I'm in a faster car. Now this is 200 kilometers per hour, so it's not using our Americanized, because this is the world version. So there's that plane. I'm assuming it's on a loop. There's that helicopter. It's not actually in the world. From what I read also, since we're using polygons and stuff, and this is running on the Namco System 22 arcade board, which I believe 1 and 2 and possibly a third Ridge Racer was designed for. Got your... Oh, okay, so we took a different path. I always thought that... I was thinking that way was like one of those shortcuts that you could take in a regular game. I ran into the wall before, though, and it is not. So it's just there when you're playing this level. Yeah, much tighter area here, but that's good because it seems like the other races are also having problems. Loving this music, by the way. All right, hit the last stretch. He's passing me. Was it the Mappy car? What's he got? The blue fight? What does that say? Oh, he's passing me, all right. Oh, I didn't make it in time. Oh, Taz wants to know, do you prefer the first-person perspective for racing games? No. Matter of fact, I hate it. I am not an in-cockpit kind of guy. I never have. Flying games, racing games, I don't like to be in the cockpit. And I think it's because, and this is the worst of them. This is the worst type. This is the car is absent. You are riding an Invisible Woman's airplane because there's no hood for you to see, right? Like some of the defining features of a sports car is, the long hoods and it when you don't have a hood at all and you're just racing, basically it looks like the perspective is from like your front driver's plate. Right? It doesn't look like his from inside. But yeah, I typically prefer to race behind the car and up. So like Daytona, I really like Daytona for that. And that's one of the reasons why, Ridge Racer would eventually have to think about going to that perspective as well. Now, it is a lot more... It feels a lot more natural when you're in an arcade setting, especially if you have the deluxe version of this game. So I believe the deluxe version has 3 screens. So you have the center screen, and I think they're all essentially 4x3, maybe. I'm not. It's more square than this, which is just slightly more wide than it is tall. But anyway. The deluxe edition had 3 screens, and matter of fact, if we were running the deluxe edition of this, or maybe it just does it. Okay, so there would be video options. So if you were running this in a main machine, if we were running deluxe edition, it would allow us. Matter of fact, I think I don't know if I have the deluxe edition, but I have the what do they call it? The full scale racer. There was a version where the Mazda Miata. It's called something else in the UK, but it's like Mazda Europa. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, this is the Ridge Racer full scale. So let's take a look at this real quick. So this is the one that would be. It's not the deluxe edition, but it's the full scale with 3 side by side screens. Oh no, I forgot. I think I flipped some dip switches while I was in here. Let's see if I can turn those off because I was testing. That's another cool thing about MAME is you can if it's programmed in there, you can flip these switches to do different things. You know that arcade owners might change, which is way cool. I like it. Let's see. I hope it saves it. We're gonna find out here, aren't we? Gonna find out in a second. Whoa, the deluxe setup sounds. Yeah, that's right. Deluxe. It is deluxe. But yeah, like when you're in like a cockpit, like when you're already in a cockpit, right? Like in a sit down, it feels okay to be inside the car. But at home, it just doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. Taking a little while too. I hope it's gonna start. Oh, and then it fiddle farted around with all the haven't done fiddle farted around with too many settings, and now it's never gonna work again. Never gonna give it. Oh, wait, let me see. Seems like there was one that turned graphics on or off. Oh boy. Oh boy. No telling. No telling. Okay, that's that mode. Uh-oh. Well, you can't get out of there. Once you get in there, it's like fart gas. The Ray says, personally, I prefer cockpit views for a more realistic view if the game supports it, rather than the floating behind the car view. Absolutely. Dead Spurs, what's up? I love first person with steering wheel. Makes me feel like I'm zooming. Yeah, right? It does. All right, so let's see. First came 1993's Ridge Racer at the arcade. Made its way as a launch title in 1994 to the PlayStation 1 or the PSX. Just running back here, a pretty close at the time. It was pretty close to what we would call arcade perfect, and added some features that made it have some quality of life that was beyond the arcade version. 1994 saw as well at the arcade a follow-up to Ridge Racer 1, and was sometimes thought of as just more like an add-on. It didn't really add a lot of stuff, but one of the things it did add is multiplayer. So you could plug up to, I believe, 8 system 20 the Namco system 22s. So you would have to wouldn't be like just multiple screens. You had to have the whole motherboard in there, whatever you want to call it, the PCB, whatever you want to define it as, the system 32 board. There, I said board. Oh, look at this. It takes 3 credits by default. That's the default. But as you can tell, this is the same track. Oh, has a little different sound. Ridge Racer 2, of course. Oh, that's right. That's right. They got a little more wild because at this point in time, Daytona had already come out. So this was Namco's answer to Daytona, when the first one was their prediction. All right, so there is a little slowdown on this one. I played this one earlier today, and especially in this opening area, there seems to be a slowdown, and I think it's because of the drawing of that disc information down at the bottom. You see that disc information coming on the screen? So it's kind of, instead of a radio, instead of Ridge Racer radio, they've got your little they got your little 6 disc changer, I suppose. Oh, maybe not. I wonder what. definitely some lag here happening, right? Let's see what got on the board here. Got some Ridge Racer. Music is a little more poppy, a little more synth wave, maybe. Definitely got some glitches still in this one. Air Combat. Hello, Namco's Air Combat. And as far as I know, once again, this was built on the same system board, probably using the same engine. So I would doubt that you would be able to do anything from behind. Now, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's getting kind of glitchy. There may be some settings I can tweak to make this better. Also, is that Galaxian? Galaxian up there? There's Mappy Car again. Look at my pink Mappy. My pink Mappy. Oh, I totally screwed that up. Oh no, Dig Dug. Everybody get a good look at Dig Dug there? Oh boy, that's really not good. I might have to move this to a different machine. I am using this on an Atari VCS. You mean like the 2600, Brian? No, the mini computer from, what, 2019 or so? Oh, no. Oh, I ran out of time. Fourth. Not terrible. So I guess not terrible. Yeah, I gotta work on some of the performance issues there, but we get the idea. Now, you could tie in, like I said, multiple systems. A little improvement on the graphics, if I remember clicking from where I read, but it did not a lot going on between Ridge Racer 1 and Ridge Racer 2. Said other than that connectivity, some new music. And was there a different... was there a advance... I think the intermediate racer goes a little faster. That's a little bit different. Oh, rear view mirror. Huge important improvement is the rear view mirror. I don't know how I forgot that. Yeah, I think my theory that it was the disc graphics draw-in is not there. Look how much faster this is. Holy smokes on a stick. Look at this. Apologize for these slowdowns in between. We'll see if we can get the performance working better. Also noticing in the rearview mirror that there's those polygons are doing a little jittering back there, I think. But there's a Z. Surely they must have a Z buffer here, right? This isn't a PlayStation. They're not trying to save money. Oh yeah, the mini game. Was that in this one? Yeah, I think. Oh, so there was mini games. So this was the first one to add the. Am I getting it right? Is it Galaxian? I think it's Galaxian. So they added Galaxian, but I think it was on the PlayStation that you could play Galaxian, and if you killed all the aliens, then that would open up a mini game. I'm unsure if you can do that here. There's a mini game that turned your cars into literally minis, right? With big giant tires? Big giant tires. So a little upgrade on the graphics, as we could see. It was struggling a little bit more that time around. And different music, rearview mirror, and still the different modes. Same track with a little tweaks. Little tweaks here and there. There you go. Let's see. Ted says, I missed that. I read it. The race is still. Yeah, the race still upset with Namco getting the loading mini patent. That is insane. If you don't know the history of that, that would not fly today. Eventually, that did that did go away, right? That eventually it expired or something. But in the beginning, Namco said we're gonna patent the idea that you can play one of our previous games as a mini game, and that's patentable. Like a game inside of a game. Uh, I was like, all right, Namco, settle down, settle your pants. Yep, settle your pants, man. But that's what you're talking about, mini game. I got you. The Wraith, that's hilarious. Tin Lobster says, my preferred view is always no cockpit, no car view. Just like to see the pavement flying at me. You must love this one then, because that's exactly what you get. Like I said, where are we at? I mean, where's our camera at? The front bumper? I mean, that's where it looks like to me. Front bumper. Now, we are going to get to the console versions here very shortly. But meanwhile, ad is starting soon. So we're gonna take those on Twitch. If you're not subscribed right now on Twitch, you will get an ad, and that ad gives us another 35 minutes of ad-free viewing if you're not subscribed. And so we don't like to play the game while you are away. So we're gonna do something else. We're gonna what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about what are we gonna talk about? I could reach over here and grab a DVD. That's sometimes kind of fun. Oh, here we go. So I was at the Goodwill, right? As I sometimes do. I get to go in. Actually, it wasn't the Goodwill. So it was Goodwill adjacent. It was across the road. No, I'm kidding. It was one of my favorite places to it might have been Goodwill, actually. Now I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, thrift store. I went to one. And what did I find? This. Oh, look at that. Tin Lobster just gave out 5 community subs. Congratulations to the following: The Wraith, Cobra Director, DV's 1, 2, Monkey Bananas, and a Thog Dog. Thank you so much, Tin Lobster. You just saved several people from having to watch ads, and instead they can watch us talk about this Star Wars droid. So Tin Lobster, thank you for being a hero tonight. I appreciate you so much. Tin Lobster's always giving the love. Always giving the love. So we love, and we will love, and continue to love. So this, I've never seen this. This is a animated adventure, Star Wars droids. I don't know much about this. I vaguely remember there being something. It said it came out in 1985. Obviously the DVD did not come out in 1985. It was released, I'm sure, sometime after that. 2004, it looks like. So almost 20 years post this cartoon coming on in 1985, we had Star Wars Animated Adventures droids. I know nothing about it. I know it looks dumb, and I'm all on board, right? Are you guys on board for this? I think so. You did. You saved 5 folks from ads. That makes you a hero in my book. Look at this art. What am I even looking at right now? Did any of you guys watch this show from 1985? I know nothing about it. I do know that I need to probably clean this DVD. And something that made me sad, and I've never experienced before until this past week, we watched The Goonies, a Warner Brothers DVD I picked up years ago, I think around 2004. And if you know about that, you know what I'm going to say next is that the DVD has experienced DVD rot. More common in Laserdisc with laser rot. And I guess it's probably still called laser rot because it's still a laser problem, right? But my Goonies is not playing, which is it's fine. I got Goonies in other places. But there's that. Anybody? Nobody? Never saw it. 85, I was forced, says Tin Lobster. Ted Purr says Ridge Racer was ahead of its time. Nowadays, you can hit a little button in your Kia and get this view on the screen. You're not wrong. I have a Kia too, so you would know. Captain Kimber says, I was all set to see Sean Astin at HalCon last year. Buddy, oh, he rescheduled. That's too bad. I would love to meet Sean Astin. That would be amazing. Sector 7 says, long, 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 long time ago, in a galaxy far, 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 far away. Tin Lobster, I didn't know DVDs could have rot. Thought that could only happen to Laserdisc. And for the most part, there is going to be DVD rot, but it's probably going to be after you're dead. Unless it falls in this range of these Warner Brothers movies. I think somewhere around 2004 to 2006 or something like that. I don't know what the process was that made this happen, or materials that I haven't done much research. I just know that those are kind of at risk. So Captain Kipper says, I've had a cheapo DVD minus R delaminate. I love that idea. So if you've never seen how a DVD or CD is actually constructed, if you've ever tried to break one or snap one, first of all, very difficult. They don't want to just snap. They're kind of flexible. They'll bend much further than you think. But the way they are, actually everything is on like this the sticker side. Kind of you think of it's painted on. Some of it is painted on, but underneath that, the paint on typically is where your laminate kind of thing is where it's writing, right? So most of it's plastic, just clear plastic with that layer that you can write on. And I think there's I'm not sure exactly how dual layer works, but I'm assuming that they put two. I want to call them foil, but it's not. But it's since they're shiny like that, it's kind of like two layers, and you can, I guess the laser strength is able to zap through one or the other. I don't know a whole lot. I'm not an expert. I just know. Cap Kipper says it is a foil. Yeah. And CD rod is the thing too. Yep. And all of those things are it could possibly happen, right? Chin says I used to micro them to watch them snap crackle when I wanted to get rid of. Yeah, right. You got to get rid of the evidence. Chin says, well, I was a day years old when I learned about DVD rot and CD rots. Yeah, all that stuff that uses laser. Oh yeah, the CDRs used gold. Yeah, OG. Oh, that's right. I forgot about some of those really old ones. Yeah, aluminum, silver, or gold. Who can afford the gold DVDs? Give me some of that. Yeah, I love that idea. This is when you're not here. This is how I play. I get up here and I watch my CRT. Pew 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 pew. Matter of fact, we should do that for this. Let's do that now. Actually, let's. Do we want to play it on emulation, or do we want to play on the real hardware for the PlayStation? I think I'm going to do it emulated, and the reason why is I got my feel. We need to do the authentic thing, don't we? We need to do the authentic thing. Damn it. All right. We'll do this one. All right. And the reason why I'm going to do it this way is because I need the real experience. I could emulate this. I could emulate it, and we would get and I could use the analog sticks. But I'm not going to do that. Even though I've got this, I've got the DualShock. Well, I guess there we go. I got the DualShock, right? So, but it's not supported. The game doesn't support it. So it doesn't matter. I got all this analog stuff. It doesn't support it. There you go. We never did adjust our, nobody going to tell me my overhead cam is all upside down and catawampus. Y'all just going to keep that to yourselves? You're just going to keep that little tidbit to yourselves. But the Saturn's still up here because I've been playing. I was playing Doom last week and I had a chance to check it out. Let's see if we can rotate that around. Now let's get a desk view so we can see. There's my arms. Nice arms. There's the microphone. Yeah. All right. Do that. All right. There's a couple of CDs now. Speak of the CDs, but look here. There is a look at that. I forgot about that. You know what we need to do? We need to eat some of these gummies. Now I ate a few already. I was gonna wait for you guys, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sleep the other night. I was like, I need to try these on air. Especially since we're doing Namco this week, right? We're doing Namco, so I'm like, hey, it's perfect. Do some Pac-Man gummies. It's gonna be perfect. And I'm gonna do it on air, and it'll be super special. And then I was up really late, and I couldn't sleep, and I was just like, I couldn't resist. I just couldn't. I couldn't resist, man. I had to. So I had to eat a few. I opened these things up. I did. So this is something I got from World Market, which is it's a little further away from me than I probably prefer. And let's see who makes this. This is a Power Bears, the gamer in you. 20% fruit juice. That's not high. What is the rest of it? Gummy turds, made from ingredients that were not genetically engineered. I don't know if that is. I don't think I was expecting it to be. Oh, no artificial colors. Well, that's good. Natural flavors. So that's interesting. So you don't have. I was kind of worried about the. This is interesting. Listen to this. Ingredients is glucose syrup, of course, sugar, apple juice from concentrate. That's the 20%. Everything is apple juice. If you didn't know, beef gelatin. Beef gelatin. That's bone, right? Beef gelatin, and then dextrose. Water. Less than 2% of citric acid, sorbic acid, blah blah blah. So that's all the stuff you're used to. Okay, here's the natural flavors, fruit and vegetable juice for color. Okay, so spirulina extract for color. Paprika is one of the colors. Vegetable oil and coconut. Paprika. Is that going to be the red, you think? What do you think? Is paprika a natural red dye? I don't know. But here we go. Can you see that, camera? Focus on camera. Come on, camera. You can do it. Let me get out of the way. What if I do that? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Nice red heart. Oh, this is cherries. It's cherries. I have it upside down. It's truck nuts. Yeah, paprika the anime, which is great. Paprika is a pepper. Right. This is what I said. I was like, cherries, those balls. Okay. All right. Now I can only think of paprika. It does taste like cherries. But now I'm just wanting to taste paprika. All right. And so, ate the cherry. That's worth 100 points. Worth 100 points, right? Now, we couldn't eat Pac-Man gummies and not eat a Pac-Man, right? That would be absolute nonsense. Now, this Pac-Man's a little bit orangish. He's yellow, but no, he looks a little more yellow once I get him up there. Yum, yum. Waka, 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 waka. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. Paprika makes me think of deviled eggs. There was always somebody in the family that'd be like, no paprika on the eggs. So we'd always have two plates. One paprika'd, one not paprika'd. Sector 7. Back to our CDR discussions. Storage conditions matter. The Ray says something I read suggested it was traced down to one company in Mexico. I'm assuming this is the Warner Brothers thing, who pressed the disc differently with a more volatile material that degrades too quickly. Sounds right. Egg salad flavors, says Captain Kipper. Dallas says everyone has entitled to their opinion, even if it's wrong. So let's see what this Pac-Man tastes like. Lemon. Okay. That makes sense. You don't want to get too outside your comfort zone there. You don't want a yellow to taste like, you don't want yellow to taste like, I don't know, chocolate. You want it to taste like a citrus. That makes sense. All right. Later on, we're going to Kirby this thing, right? We're going to Kirby it. So I ate a Pac-Man so I can absorb the Pac-Man powers. So on our next ad break, I can eat a ghost. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, or banana. Yeah. That's a good point. It could be banana flavored. Then it's not banana, though. That's definitely citrus. Probably easier to get that flavor, right? Banana doesn't taste like banana flavor. I mean, like, most lemon flavored things, I'm like, oh, okay. That tastes like maybe it has lemon involved. Banana flavor doesn't taste anything like a banana. It tastes like banana flavor, not bananas. Isn't that bananas? Right, bananas don't taste like bananas anymore. You're not wrong. That's a fact. Thank you so much, B62XD. Welcome in. Give us a follow just now. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're having a good Thursday, Friday, wherever in the world you are. Okay. Interesting. Well, I hope everybody's having a good day. Like I was just talking about pre-show earlier. Woo! What a day. Had a bad problem in the server room. Rushed home. Barely made it in time for stream. I was a couple minutes late. I apologize. Lucky Phil says more like lemon pledge. Absolutely. Now I see those are some characters that I'm not familiar with or have on my keyboard. So I'm going to call you B62XD. I hope that's okay. Or at least B62. Right, Capkipper says, I had no UPS exploding. So a good day. Yeah. I do not recommend having UPSs explode. That was a bad way to start the morning. B62, yeah. That's the way we go. Perfect. All right. Oh. I need to switch over to my PlayStation. All right, we got our real PlayStation going on here. We're going to be using we are using our DualShock, which has analog possibilities, but the game does not support that. So we're going to play it like the old school fools we are. That's right. We're going to play it just like we used to. Just had to fix a vendor's access because networking team fat-fingered a firewall rule. No, that sucks. That sucks. All right, yeah, looks good. Looks like we got our PlayStation operational. You see pretty low lag. Looks like it's hitting our screen we're watching as well as the screen behind us. Now, this is direct output, so this is going to S-Video, then hitting our receiver, which has HDMI upscaling, but we're using through, which means it's going to be the same size as the source. And we got a little bit of scaling going on anyway, still, just to make it fit our screen. But my screen is intentionally stepping away to handle that. All right, so we do have retro effects on. All right, there we go. Let's get our PS5 controller out of here. That's one of the reasons why I wanted this too, because I'll tell you, when you don't necessarily realize how much timing can be impacted by emulation. That's one of the reasons why I like to use my Mr. FPGA, is it's able to emulate the real hardware instead of having to modify the ROMs to work on the hardware. It just makes the ROMs think it's working on the real hardware, because it is essentially programmable gate array, FGP. Is that programmable? No. Wait a minute. FPGA. Build, programmable, array, build. Anyway, it's a CPU basically that can literally be rewired through programming to emulate other types of CPUs and GPUs and processors. Field programmable gate array. That's it. Field programmable gate array. That's right. That's it. All right. Anywho, music's pretty good. It's got some pretty decent music for a launch title, right? Let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. Oh, is it not going to play? Tonda says, field programmable Gatorade. Got it. It's and Tonda should know because Tonda is the first person that introduced me to a field programmable Gatorade. Mm-hmm. All right. This looks more like... All right, there we go. Up. Now, the good news is I can race like how I like to race, which is behind it. You got two options, inside the car and behind the car. Now, this first one has Galaxian, right? Oh, uh-oh. We are in miles per hour this time. Like I talked about earlier, the PlayStation had no Z buffer. What does that mean? Well, from my understanding, when the pixels are being drawn, the Z buffer kind of helps it. Oh my gosh! You know, where to draw on the Z axis, like towards the screen. It determines whether or not it needs to actually display a pixel, if it's in the front or the back. And it's pretty important to keeping things steady on screen, because otherwise you got to do a bunch of other stuff, and you'll start getting glitchy stuff like the shimmering that goes on with this is partially because of the no Z buffer and how they have to handle it for the PlayStation. Shimmer. Oh, look at that. So now we got like a little graphic up this time instead of just speed, right? Depth buffer, yeah. That's the depth. Correct. The Z is the depth of it. Also involves scaling, right? Yeah. Sprite scaling and stuff. Yep. As they call it, the PlayStation 1 wobble texture, says the Wraith. That's right. It's very difficult after racing with an analog stick to race with this digital D-pad. You digital D-pad. See how it also goes through, like, if you get too close to the edge. Don't push me. I'm too close to... I'm close to the edge. Am I saying that right? Oh, collision detection is not great either, is it? I was like all inside that car. But still, I mean, this was pretty good early race car driving. I mean, I'm not doing good, but the game itself got ups and downs. You know, Outrun really gave it to us with the ups and downs. No longer are we pole positioning flat. So we didn't zoom into the finish screen thing. We did this other little thing where we start playing through a demo and things. Datless says the N64 or the Ultra 64 was the first system with hardware acceleration. Datless says my understanding was that the PS1 didn't have any hardware support for 3D. It's all done in software. I'm still on my path of my journey of learning with all of that. Some of the concepts are easy to grasp. Other concepts a little tougher. So if I ever get it wrong, just correct me. I'm fine with it. Yeah, in my memory, the N64 is the first one can actually run real 3D graphics. Right, B62? That's right. Real deal 3D graphics. The reason why the polygons were, and I want to say, I know that they must have done some texture mapping, but it doesn't feel like they did. They focused more on lighting because I don't think they had bump maps at that point, right? Or did they have bump map support? Like polygons seem smooth. I don't remember them having wrap textures. Now this definitely has texture wrapping, right? Of some sort. Thank you, Monkey Bananas. Give that shout out to Tondagosa. If you're not following Tondagosa, you should be following Tondagosa. And thank you to Monkey Bananas, who is awesome. And I can't wait to get back on those in real life biker streams. And Tondagosa, if you're into retro streaming, man, it couldn't be a better place, a cozier place to cozy up in than right in Tondagosa's warm, welcoming arms. You should do it. You should give Tonda a follow. Dallas says, which makes the 3D games on the PS1 even more impressive, in my opinion, right? Oh, you did get a shout out too? Did I miss another shout out? That's right. Both shout out. B62 says, because I am that hardware guy. Yeah. I only collect and learn some history about retro. Yeah. I love learning about retro stuff. I like trying to retread the path of how we got here. Of course, Tonda. Ken Lodge says, what was that pack that you could buy for the N64 and install it for better performance? Was it just a memory pack? I think, yeah, that's the only I remember is just a memory pack. There might have been something else, though. Nintendo liked to include additional performance hardware on packs, is what they called them. That could include the game pack, like the cartridges, which they called packs, would have chips in them. As a matter of fact, that's how some of the Mode 7 kind of trickery and stuff would work. Performance improvement. Like, right? If I remember correctly. So there might have been. I'm not sure about that. Cabkeeper says even the PS2 didn't have bump mapping. Facts. I believe it. Very smooth. This almost looks like bump mapping because of the way they have like the polygons are all shifting and wobbling all the time. Kind of creates this texturing effect. It's not really there, but it is. Captain Kipper does confirm memory pack added 4 megabytes. B62 says my childhood era game is about PS4 games, so I am still learning about retro games. Yes. Mine started all the way back with the Atari Pong in 1970 something. So that's how old I am. Plus, I was really young. I was probably, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 when my dad brought home the first Pong system. So yeah, Captain Kipper said Pong 2. My dad had I want to say that me and my dad talked about it not that long ago, and he said, if I remember correctly, he said he got the Kmart version. Because everybody had, like, Atari, it was Atari Pong, but I think they were also selling them to other places that they could brand them wherever they wanted to. Capgiver says the N64 expansion pack is the full name, allowed for more textures and higher resolution in many games. I didn't know that. I don't have a lot of experience with the N64, so here's my journey. Here's my hero's journey. I never bought any Nintendo products. I never bought any Nintendo game consoles until the GameCube. Now, I did have an NES, a Super NES, eventually. Those were all hand-me-downs from other people who were like, I'm moving on to the next thing. You want this? Because they knew I was a gamer. So I got an NES that way. I got a Super NES that way. I eventually got an N64 that way. And like Star Wars Pod Racer. I played so much of that. That was like one of the few games they gave me, and man, I was just like, yeah, this is the stuff, man. I love it. I feel like I'm in Star Wars. But I was always a Commodore, and then Genesis. Well, Sega. So I was Commodore, Sega, and then Sony Xbox. So it was kind of like, once I got to my Xbox, it was back and forth between, I got my GameCube, but then it was mostly back and forth between the other. I would eventually get a Wii and stuff, but you know. Yeah. B62 price was so high. Captain Kipper says, mine was the Unisonic Tournament 2000. But, oh, I'm sorry, that's what, the price was too high is what B62 was talking about. I wish I could collect an Pong or Atari console. Yeah. I do like the Pong and the Atari consoles. I didn't have an Atari either. I ended up inheriting a 2600, and I did not have anything else. And since then, with our preservation push with Play Retro, I've gotten several Atari 8-bit computers, operational ones at that, and recently picked up the new Atari 7800 Plus, which plays original 2600 carts as well as the original 7800 carts. It's a pretty neat trick. And I've also picked up this, which I'm very interested in messing around with, and I just haven't had the time. I got to get back to it. I picked this up. It's called a synth cart. And you can plug this into your Atari 2600. I tried in the 7800 Plus. It didn't work. You can plug this into that, and you can use the keyboard controllers, which I didn't even know they had, which is really just pads. They're like number pads. It says a keyboard, but you get two of them, and you can attach them together. But you can use this to use the sound from the Atari 2600 to compose and write music. So, like, you can, I don't know if you can write it, I suppose, and you can play it. Can you record it? I don't know yet. I haven't plugged it in. I wouldn't think so. That seems like that would take up memory. Oh, yeah, the Atari consoles prices? Yeah, they can be up there, right? Absolutely, B62. Captain says, I played Commodore 64 and then an Atari ST, then the PC. My first PC was a 486. My mom's computer was either a 286 or a 386. I played around with a little bit. I'll tell you this right now. Going from the Commodore 64, early 80s, to late 80s, early 90s, my mom's not Windows, 286, 386 PC with DOS, disk operating system, was a letdown because on the Commodore 64, I had a programming language built in called BASIC. I could also save right back. I could plug on disk. I could plug in cartridges and play it like a game console. And there was, a full sound chip in there called the SID sound chip. That was the early 80s. And then by the late 80s, early 90s, my mom had a DOS machine. This is pre-Windows 3.1. And all you had was the prompt, right? You had a prompt for the disk operating, which is just, utilitarian. There's no programming. No programming built in. Seemed very boring. And you could, load up floppy games and that kind of stuff, but it seemed like a step back. So I didn't have much interest when I first met the DOS. It didn't seem very exciting to me. It wasn't until around, like the dawning of Quake and Doom and Wolfenstein and all that kind of stuff that I was like, oh, okay. And I ordered myself my first Gateway computer, 46 SX. And then that was interesting, right? Then we got Windows. I like it. Oh, yeah, tape was so slow, Captain Kipper. You You would absolutely, Capkeeper. Yes, I've actually learned that as I've gone along that tape games ruled in the UK. They were right. They were cheap for one thing and abundant, right? And yeah, they were so slow. And you would load it up. So if you never use a tape drive, you would type a command. I'm trying to remember, I guess it would vary, but you would prep your machine, or I think you would usually load. All right, I'm trying to remember. I think on my Commodore 64, first I typed in a command to say, "Hey, go look, load this. Expect some data to come in from the tape," and you'd play it, and you could put a tape into a regular, like the Commodore 64. You could use regular tapes, like audio tapes, and it would record like beeps and bops and boops like you would hear on a modem. Not the same, but kind of like that. The race said the 30-minute load time were the best. Right? It's amazing. Captain said, I love SD storage solutions. The old computers like the 64 floppies are for diehards. Yeah, I do both. I got a 1541, and I have ways that I can load to and from the 1541. I've got the Kung Fu Flash, which is more SD storage and stuff. B62 says, first time knowing there is a tape game. I thought tape is for music. Yeah. So it can also be used for data storage. And you could load that data storage into the ROM, essentially. So RAM? Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I didn't know this until recently. Ridge Racer, just because the way it was and the lack of the Z buffer, it loads the entire game of Ridge Racer. It loads the entire game into memory, and that's the reason why you can pop the disc out and put in your own music CD, or if you had a deluxe edition of the game, I think, I don't know about this. I've only just seen some mentions of it and some Reddit posts and stuff, so I need to go back and verify. So don't take this as gospel. There are additional extra discs you can put in. Take the main game disc out. Sorry, I'll load into memory. Put the other one in, and maybe it's not the original Ridge Racer. Maybe it's one of the later. No, it's got to be the original Ridge Racer, if I remember correctly. I want to know that information before we do the Play Retro show. If you know anything about that, let me know in the chat. Absolutely. Tape was a universal storage solution for almost all computers in the 80s, and we still use tapes, not exactly the same kind of tape, but magnetic tape still, for backup, offsite backups and stuff. It's still a practical solution in some cases, especially for backups. B62 says, is the storage way early era, but you can play a game by tape, so it surprised me. Yeah, you can still do it. You can record tape still and load it in there. I have a tape drive for the Atari 400 XL that I have, I believe, and I also for my Commodore 64, and it's backwards. I think it works on my VIC-20 as well. And I guess it also my Commodore 128. I never had one of those back in the day. My dad did. I have one now, though. Yeah, I know. You could play. That's how you did the game, especially in the UK, man. It's the way you did. Capcover says, Quake used audio CD tracks for the music. You could swap with your own music. CD, Nirvana Nevermind was my favorite. I do remember that. I love doing that. Love it. Oh, yeah, Capkeeper says you could load a game on the Commodore 64 without a fast loader. Get out of the kitchen, make a sandwich, and come back to wait for the load to finish. That's exactly what I would do. It was called going to make a sandwich. It was the most common thing you would do. You would never sit and watch the tape. You definitely weren't going to make a sandwich. And the good thing is, it was always a really good sandwich because there was no need to hurry the sandwich. Because, you had time. So it wasn't just a jam sandwich where you jam two pieces of bread together, throw some meat in there or something. You had plenty of time. You had plenty of time. Plenty of time to cut up some tomato. If you live where I live, put a little pepper on there. Maybe some lettuce. Where I live, we'd use Duke's mayonnaise. Why not? Pull the red plastic from around the edges of the bologna. Oscar Mayer, if you have it. maybe peel the plastic off the old American cheese. Yeah, you're good to go. Made yourself a sandwich. Time to get back to the game. Manual transmission car select now also didn't have car select at the arcade. But you can race with the different cars at the PlayStation. Tana says the red plastic is good for going kids. I used to love to. So you would peel the red plastic off the bologna, but sometimes some bologna would stick to the red plastic. So you had to use your teeth and you'd scrape it. You'd scrape it like the towels in the restroom that just go on forever, kind of just just me. All right, don't lie. You know you did. Oh, Captain Kipper Hill was thick wax embedded material. I think that's probably what it was originally, and then for whatever reasons, yeah, B62 was a lot of fun. It was a different time. It meant you had to take your time and enjoy something, right? On the edge of the bologna. Yeah, I think probably it got its cover originally from like cheese, and then that protects it from the air, and then I guess it made it to us bolognas and other deli meats. Probably easy to do, right? And then Americans said, let's Americanize this. Let's put some kind of shrinky plastic on it, some shrinky dinks around it. Dallas says, I discovered that I could use other CDs with Quake when I actually hit the Descent 2 CD. Oh, when you left the Descent 2 CD in. Oh, that was fun. Yeah, that's got some good music too. That's a good remix. There should be a name for that. Quake with Descent 2 music. Descent into Quake. Yeah, Captain Kipper. Fried bologna was a fave as a kid. Yeah, fried bologna is amazing. And by amazing, I mean the worst thing you could put in your body. Now, you get these different types of cars. We couldn't do this in the arcade, right? You didn't get to select which kind, because one of the really important things here is this little grid down. What is it? The diamond they have down there? There's a name for it. You see them in a lot of race games, especially like if you play like Forza Horizon. You'll see these in your tunes and things. But basically, it's got a little grid there, and it shows you where your car excels and where it's not so much. So this one has a little more traction, a little more handling, and just a little less acceleration and a little less maximum speed, but not much. You're not losing much here. So I don't know. Maybe that's a good choice. I personally don't care for the handling and traction being good, because this is a drift game. It's a drift game. You're not going to win. You probably could place 8th. Here we got lots more acceleration. Handling has dropped down some. Traction way down. Very slippery. And your maximum speed is typical of the rest of them. This one actually does allow you a little extra maximum speed, a little slower acceleration. Handling is somewhere in between. Traction, pretty low. Good for drifting, probably. Let's select this one. Beginner course. Nice little 3D represented map. Right? I like that. Oh, yeah, Captain Kipper, you need those nitrates. A growing child needs all the nitrates, including the ones who have been degassed by frying. All this talk of bologna is making me hungry, says Dallas. Yeah. But nice little map back here. Look at that. It shows you what kind of happens here. So the first one, no difference other than the max speed and an extra lap involved. This one adds a little track. Looks like you loop back. No, maybe not. I thought you loop back over it, but no, just add some extra track there. 3 laps, a little longer. We'll add and this is the time trial, which we have not looked at. This is just where you race against another car, and that's the one that goes at the highest speed and looks like it has the longest track. Let's just do the time challenge, or the time. What's the TT? It's the TT. What's the TT said? Time challenge? That's not right. Time trial. Time trial. Tweet says Carolina out of the playoffs. No, damn you, Florida. That's some ball stank. Bactus is here. Bactus Lupus. Go, Ridge Racer. Go, Ridge Racer. Go. Now, you notice there's only one other car. He's right up there. Got 3 laps to go. Oh, my gosh. This car is so much faster. Oh, my gosh. Look at that wipeout over there. Is that wipeout on the board? I think it is. I'm noticing something, too, like there's more lighting effects. I don't think we had, I think it was always the same time of day. Oh, man, I am not doing good. I'm not doing well at all. Oh, I got knocked out of the lead, so Florida is my least favorite team right now. That's some crap, Tweet. That's some crap. Stupid Florida. Florida always ruining everything. Oh, that's too much ridge racing there. What'd that say back there? Did that say Starfleet? I wasn't looking because I was trying not to die. Oh, wait. I didn't turn. I forgot I was supposed to turn here. Oh, those are animated. That's nice. I am hurrying. Oh, I didn't make it. Oh, I ran out of time. Time ice up. Time ice up.
You'll do it next time.
Oh, man, I can't believe. Why would Florida do that? Why? And we're just out, huh? Florida, oh no. Florida Panthers eliminated the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final with a 5-3 victory. Oh, I guess I just had my Carolina Hurricanes jersey. I just had it dry cleaned. Man. Oh well. Oh well. There you go. Dang you, Florida Panthers. The only Panthers I want to hear about are the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina football Panthers. Is that how that works? Carolina football Panthers. In case you didn't know it was football. Had it right in the middle there. Yeah. Tonda, I missed earlier, by the way. Tonda resubscribed with Prime. How did I miss that? Was I turned around or something? Thank you. 26 minutes ago, Tonda Gosa for that resubscribe with Prime. 10 Lobsters gave out some community subs earlier. That's amazing. Having a great time. Oh, by the way, speaking of community, I'm not leaving just yet, but just speaking of community while we're here, tomorrow night's our monthly community event. What do? Get together and play some Jackbox games typically, but we can do other things too, like What the Dub or Riff Tracks. Those are video-based where you try to come up with riffs and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But the important thing is 6 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern time, we're going to get together with the community. Everybody's welcome. It's just to say thank you to all the supporters, whether you're a supporter here on Twitch, YouTube, on Patreon, wherever you're supporting us at, whether you're just somebody who comes and is there. A warm body of the community is support. Someone even lurking is still support. You can afford some benefits and stuff too. That's good. But just being here is important. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. And this community has really grown over the years. And I've got to meet some amazing people. Stinky Subscription says Tondagosa. Like Tondagosa, for instance. And I'd love to see one of our events too. Still trying to see if the Southeast meetup is happening. If you're in that area, next year, hopefully I'll be coming to some of the bigger events as well. So there we go. Mammy Cheese is here. At least you guys made it in. I'm a Penguins fan. Oh no. Poor Penguins. The poor Penguins. Sweep says Edmonton versus Dallas tonight is 3-1 for Edmonton in the series. First to 4 goes to finish. Oh, goes to finals versus Florida. Yep. Get your hockey on. Sweep says Pens aren't bad. I'm Canadian, so I cheer for all the Canadian teams aside from the Montreal because I'm a Leafs fan. That's illegal in Canada. You'll get dragged by a moose through the maple syrup. And then left to rot on the pancakes. I know. I don't mind the time trial, but I don't think I am Ridge Racer enough to handle what that thing is offering. So I'm going to do a time trial, but in my preferred car number 3, the Navaway Namco card. But that's not what it says in the arcade. It says something else, doesn't it? Unsure. Let's do a time trial. Let's try it again. Helicopter. Time trials, she says. Anybody know the lady's name? Namco. This is just what I wanted to see. Up. Got the car again. Turned too hard. Ah! Tag! Oh, now I drift. Sad. That 1, 2, and 3 gear. 4th gear's pretty fast too. Got some short gears on this thing. Ah! Oh, I'm all the way around backwards. I didn't even know I could go the wrong way. Well, now I must. I didn't know you could go the wrong way. Now, on the arcade, I don't think you can. Oh, it finally stopped me. Oh, my time ran out. You're crazy, he says. You're crazy. Oh, I'll do it next time. Yeah. Ridger. Oh, wait, I get it. Is Ridge Race, or what did it say? PS something. Tana says, we need more Galaga. So that's a good question. Did it ever prompt me to play Galaga at the top of this? I thought it did. Did it not prompt me? Yeah, they dumped this into memory so that the loading screens are minimized, right? Because they can, first of all. Secondly, because you can load a second disc. Supposed to be at the first load screen, Tonda. I thought so too. Let's fire this thing up again, if you recall correctly. This is the PlayStation. It's on the real PlayStation, so let's pop that disc. Oh, listen, the music stopped. I popped the CD because the music's playing off the CD, obviously. Sony BioScreen. Come on, give it to me. Wow. Come on. Aw, pick it up, Elgato. Oh, you suck. Suck. You missed it. You're too slow. Jalen Play, what is up? What is going on? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How is your Thursday, Friday, or wherever in the world you are? This is it's not the hack tricks, but it's something like that. This is a memory card hack for the PlayStation so that you can play foreign games on whatever region you're in. Guess I should have said region free. Makes more sense. But look at this little Commodore 64 load up screen, right? Do that. You close the lid. Get a little spin up. Here we go. ES1 logo. Meow. Unlock mode 2 plus audio. I can leave that free PSX boot card number 2, which is a recent deal they did, because before you had to have it in 1, and you have to swap out if you want. Remember, here it is. Here it is. You was right. There we go. This is while it's loading. So what it's doing is, why this is so long is because it's loading the entire game into memory so that you can use your own CDs. Not because you could, but because they could, I suppose. The cut down, it's Galaxian, right? It's Galaxian. Look at that. So that's your PS1 version of that. So let's see what we looked at here. So our we're about to go into an ad on Twitch in about a minute, which will give us 30 more minutes of ad-free viewing after that, unless you subscribe, which several people have tonight. Appreciate you. Thank you. And we're going to eat some more Pac-Man gummies while you're watching your ad. We're going to try some more flavors. We thought it was truck nuts. It was actually a cherry. And we tried the Pac-Man. He was very lemony. And there only appear to be 2 ghosts. I only see Clyde. And who's the orange one? There's Clyde, red, Clyde blue. Wait, that's not right. Pinky. Who's the blue? So blue's when you eat them, right? When you get the power pellets. Oh no. Peep says, fun fact. They're THC gummies and Brian is baked off his tree right now. Facts. Facts are hard to deal with. And like we talked about, we got these at World Market. There's several natural flavors, but they're only showing 4. So maybe all the colors are in here. But these use natural colorings. So including paprika, which I did not know. Pinky, Blinky, Inky, and Clyde, says Tweepex. Correct. Let's see what we can find in here. There's a lot of Pac-Man. And like I said, I apologize. The original intent for this was to open and try these for the first time on stream. And I was having trouble sleeping the other night because I had left them here in my office on the little display area, right? And unfortunately, I woke up. I could not sleep. And the only thing that made me happy was to think about eating one of these pack ghosts. And so I opened them up. And it says 7. But this is not 7 because just like the box, just like the picture on the bag, there is only this orange color and this blue, almost green color. It's blue, but I think my lighting is kind of messing with it. You can tell they got little pack faces. I am going to have a taste of the blue. Taste the blue. And that tastes like blue, oddly. I don't know what flavoring that is. Now, we guessed the cherry was cherry flavored. Pac-Man was kind of a lemon. And this blue, he's got kind of a blueberry taste to him. Got kind of a blueberry taste. Now, the only fruit juice in here, it says. Let's face it. I mean, almost all fruit juice is going to be apple concentrate. But it does say fruit and vegetable juice for color. I'm going to say maybe I've primed myself to think this blue is blueberry, but I'm tasting blueberry. Peep says, yes, the very natural color flavors of blue. All right. There's only the orange left, but I'm pretty much guessing the orange is going to be orange flavored. Just a guess. Does paprika not have enough flavor to affect the flavor of the candy, but just the coloring? Unsure. That orange is very citrusy. It very much tastes like an orange citrus. So Pac-Man is a lemony citrus. The cherry is a very pleasant cherry flavor. The Blue Ghost, it tastes like that artificial blueberry. Like, imagine like blueberry cereal, but not nearly that strong. But it's got hints, notes, get notes of that. And then the orange is citrusy and orange. Okay. I might try those again. It's not bad. What's the caloric intake on this? It's 4 servings per container. 8 gummies is 110 calories. Somebody do some fast math. Was that like 12 calories per kcals? Sodium's pretty low, 10 milligrams per 8. Oh, it's got some carbs though. Well, that's because of the sugars. Includes 14 grams of added sugars. Holy Moses! Oh, it's got 2 grams of protein though. That's kind of surprising. And some vitamin C and vitamin E. Apparently, this is not health food. Whatever. We having fun or what? I'm having a good time. All right. When I do the sound select, I would have thought it would have played. Does it just take time? Or does it not play until later? Ooh, what do we... Well, oh, Rotterdam National. Nation? Rotterdam Nation. Speedster. Rhythm shift. Let's go Rotterdam Nation. Rotterdam Nation. Yeah. Let's go mid. All right. Vroom. Reminder, we're on the PlayStation 1, the PSX.
2, 1,
Oh, I goofed it. Thanks, man.
what I wanted to see. 3 laps to go.
Oh no, I'm out of control. Oh my gosh. I will say this. These games are always more forgiving when you're in the cockpit. I'm not sure how that changes the hitboxes and stuff, but it always seems like it's much more forgiving. Yeah. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. I'm in 12th place. I was reading about one of the games. I'm not sure if this is one, but like, I know lots of trickery happens in these pseudo 3D kind of environments, right? Like, I'm pretty sure only the things I'm looking at are being drawn. You just always assume that the rest of the world is fully there. Like, everything behind you is still there. I have a feeling, though, if you had a camera, I had a feeling it's nothing but black space back there. It's probably a very jagged edge all the way around. If I had to guess. No, 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 Brian. Oh, there's a smiley face up there. Look at that. Hello, smiley face. That's right, Dad. Let's still point and draw on what you can't see. That's ridiculous. Uh-oh. Oh, man, I really messed up there. Hey, look at me. I'm not in last place. That ain't nothing. That's not nothing. Still can't see what that reads over there. It looks like Starfleet, but I know it's not Starfleet. That doesn't make any sense. It's got to be something Namco related. Starbeat. Oh, look at that. I made a couple places there. Look at that. Yeah, look at this. Oh, I'm not gonna finish. Get a decent spot, but I'm already in the 7th place. Look at that. The announcers were talking about it. They'd be like, "Oh, looks like car number 3. It's making a move." Racer Dunaway is really got his foot on the pedal, and now he's spinning out in turn 6. But he's recovered. Oh no, but not before being passed by 1, 2, 3 cars. Starblade. Oh, Starblade. Big turn coming up here. Will Dunaway screw the... He does. The answer is yes. Well, the music's getting faster and more fun. Listen to it. Oh, I pick up some spots here. Oh, I'm going to squeeze in between them. Gonna drift. Yeah, baby, look at that. Moving up. Moving on up. 6th place. Rubbing is racing. Here comes the finish line. Boom. Halfway through the pack. Tangy Pop, what's going on, my friend? Yep, it's called Frustrum Culling. Removes items not within the camera's field of view. Frustrum. Is it Frustrum or Frustrum? Dallas says a good chunk of 3D graphics program has figured out what can actually be seen. Dallas says Frustrum Culling. Occlusion. Tricky problems. I think somebody's glitched the DJ. Glitch the DJ. That's actually a pretty good name. I want to be Glitch the DJ. That's my stage name. Glitch the DJ. I think it's a smart idea. And then I can like glitch out. It'll be super cool. And everybody will leave. Tanky Pop says engine mostly takes care of frustrum. Occlusion culling is my biggest issue. Back over here on the Atari VCS mini PC. Oh, there's an update available. Interesting. I'm a little nervous though. I just got a lot of my MAME stuff working. And on version 0.277, which was the version I had. But now they're saying there's an update available. What does that mean? Did they also up the MAME version? Can't have you breaking my stuff. Of course, there's usually update pack files for the ROM sets and stuff too. That's usually much smaller than the original. So one thing we haven't looked at yet is Rave Racer. So out of the ones we're going to cover this week, we're covering Ridge Racer 1 for the arcade and the PS1. We're looking at Ridge Racer 2 at the arcade only. However, there was a Ridge Racer follow-up on the PlayStation called Ridge Racer Revolution. Is that right? I think it is. And then there's Rave Racer, the final arcade game from Namco for Ridge Racer series, right? I think everything else was. Let's see if we got that. Let's take a look here. Let's head over to the PlayStation. Oh, there's a PSP version as well. We probably should have looked at, but I think that's later on. I think it's outside the scope of this. We got Ridge Racer Revolution. Now that's what we just played on the original PlayStation just now, the original Ridge Racer, and this is the follow-up. So let's take a look at this one real quick. That's where I looked at the first arcade and the second arcade. So let's look at we just looked at the first PS1, and now let's look at the second PS1. Took some of the things they learned from the Ridge Racer 2 arcade game, I believe, but it was independently developed inside the team, I think. And here we go. Already, we are looking at another game. What game is this one? Oh, somebody tell me, what game is this one? I can't remember. And this is kind of like level 2 or something in this game. Oh, I just keep going as long as I destroy it enough? Or I could just hit start. Okay. Galaga 90, that's what it is. I knew it was one of those weird ones. Number of hits, 33. And if you completed all of them, I think it would unlock certain things. Look at that nice little light. Girl Tanky Pop says, game deving is why I mostly lurk nowadays. This past year, I've had my nose to the keyboard. Mega stuff, yes, and we all love it too. Give us more content, Tangy Pop. Give us more. M-O-A-R. You would guess Galaga? I think you're right. Is it Galaga 99 or Galaga 90? I don't know. Like the music? You nice vibe? Or chill? I might say this is the most chill out of all the ones we've played so far. This has got a vibe. And it looks less wobbly, too. I mean, I'm still seeing seams in between mountains and stuff. Look at this seaside. Oh, there, look! The Nijicon. You see the Nijicon ad? Did you see it, Tonda? Right there on the billboard. Nijicon? Nijicon? Nijicon. Galaga 8890 is a TurboGrafx port. That's right, and that makes sense because it was Tonda who was saying it, and Tonda was all about the TurboGrafx. Nijicon. That's it, Nijicon. Did you see the Nijicon poster, though? The billboard? I really dig this music, though. It says game start. I guess a grand idea. Tonda, did you get your monitor all set up? You ready to go? All right, automatic transmission start. We're just going to go with number 3. That's the way it works. It says 31 apps, 12 cars. No, I'm sorry, 3 laps. Can we select? What can we select here? Novice, intermediate, expert. So, yeah. So they took a little more. A little different maps. It doesn't like the same track. Well, maybe it is because it's still got the same. It's a different path. Okay. Still looks like it's got some of the same landscapes and stuff. Oh, free lap. Infinite laps. Or it looks like coup laps, but it's not. 1 car. FA Racing. Ryu Caillou. That's that. Yeah. So this just like Ridge Racer, the first Ridge Racer for the PS1, you got these cars. And instead of having the little diagram thing, the little diamond, they have hot bars. Where is your hot bar? Oh man, you loving it? Are you loving it, Tonda Ghost? It got that new monitor smell. Oh, we got a new. That looks like a new lady. That isn't like the same lady. That looks like a different lady. We do have a rearview mirror just like at the arcade. Oh, look at the city stuff. The city stuff is much more complex. That helicopter looked dangerously close. We're going up in the tunnel. I don't think a little bit more ups and downs this time around. At least in this map. Oh, nice. And this music. This is a lot different. The intro music was very chill. And now it's just like I'm in a rave. Don't chicken out. Don't. Whoa. That's weird. I am going. Got some little grass huts out here. Oh. See, that should have been a good, nice drift there. Oh, I like this little tunnel here, too. Oh, look how high this goes up. That's nice. I like that. Air combat. I don't think it can drift as well on in this slower car. Uh-oh. Well, overcorrected. Oh boy, look at that! Oh, if I had pulled out of that, that would have been amazing. Or are they cheering for me? Pac-Man, keep going. We're at number 8. Oh, keep banging that wall. Oh, too much. I spun out. See all the little seams and renders and stuff, though? Nah. Get ready to block. I don't know what that means. Oh, because... Okay, so I blocked somebody. So did it actually see that I was blocked? Oh, man. Galaga car. Oh, see, look at him drifting through there like that. Oh, then he did another... He drifted back the other way. Oh, and all I'm doing is being in the way, being slow. Oh no. Tried to avoid one collision and made another. I'm a real ridge racer. I'm a real ridge racer. In 9th place. I've been flirting with 8th place this whole round. Oh, look at that. I clipped him. Yeah, I keep clipping him. Get out of here, you McLaren. McLaren looking butthole. Commence attack. I love it. I love it. Here's the final lap, man. Like maybe a little catch-up mechanic here going on. Woo. Either I'm getting better. Am I getting better? Impossible. Oh, there we go. Up. Overcorrected. Nope, I'm not getting better. Back down to 7th. Commence attack. I love that. I like this one. I gotta say, I kind of like it. And it's got some of the things that would come in later, too. Maybe this was Rave Race already out? Because I do like the bouncing. Yeah, there we go. Take that. If you can't outrace them, beat them up. Commence attack, as he says. This is Revolution. Do you want to rev up? Oh, no. I'm in trouble. 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 Yeah, okay. Uh-oh. Here we go. Gotta block him. Gotta block him. Oh, no, he's getting around me. Yeah, oh, he got around me. Oh, man. Oh, Tondas has been turning on the HDR on that new monitor for every game I can. Does it look good? I'm very excited. All right, let's pop out. I like that one. I like that one. That was a good one. Final one we'll be covering this week. I'm going to play more of this offline, but just trying to get a little taste, just so that you guys can see what I played this week, right? A little bit, at least a little taste of everything. So we got Rave Racer. This is the last one released in the arcade. I probably should have looked to see what year that was on the other. Nope. There it is. Yep. Revolution was 96, so it was after. So it did have the information of the 95 arcade release. Okay, and then after that we get into the more modern, or the second era of Ridge Racer, where they start really looking at like career paths and more cars and just more. Become more of a simulator than an arcade, right? Everything we're covering this week is more arcade. Like R4, definitely one of my all-time favorite Ridge Racer games, but kind of fell outside the context of conversation that we could have. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I forgot about this pixelated mama. Also, by the way, Flash. Okay, let me before you look away. All right. So one thing I need to say before we start playing this one. This one's got a lot of flashing. All right. Hopefully you didn't get locked in if you have some type of if you're prone to some type of seizure based on flashing. I will warn you now that Rave Racer in 1995 was not aware or did not care about what we would discover with Pokemon cartoon a couple of years later, I believe. So I think it was after that, right? It was after 95, or did they know? They just didn't care. Anyway, if you're sensitive to flashing lights, look out. This Rave Racer is pretty rough, all right? It's pretty rough. Oh, yeah. V does kind of take it kind of returns to the old stuff, right? A little bit, or 5. Yeah, drifting is always, I think, important to mention in the, because that it always stays with the drifting, right? That's kind of his thing. That's what it always did. Rave Racer. That was getting into Daytona area. Oh boy, it's kind of a little bit glitchy. This was also, I think, I'm assuming this was the last Ridge Racer on System 32. Let me make sure that Rave Racer was on System 22. I just want to say 32. Yeah, I think it was, and this will be pretty late in life for this system at this point, right? Okay. Yeah, very flashy. Very flashy. All right. But you can tell it's got that disc change kind of like 2. Ah, here we go. We're just going to take the accidentally. Looks like we're going this one. Yeah, this one's. Look how the cars are. And in this one at the arcade, finally you can do the follow cam. Probably informed by their PlayStation. Like you know, the PlayStation had a big impact. Just like Namco had a big impact on PlayStation. PlayStation had a big impact. Now, the roads are actually, instead of just up and down, they're also kind of twisty, which is way cool. And you'll notice when I'm turning that the screen has a tilt in it. Now, at first, I thought maybe this was part of some type of arcade system. Also, look at these flashes here. Look at how the screen is absolutely jumps when you jump. Like when you're landing, it just absolutely rocks it. They had a little bit of that in the other one too, so I guess that's where from the PlayStation. So I'm assuming that's where they kind of decided to take it from, but decided to amp it to the next level, right? But I thought because the way the screen was tilting, perhaps there was a sit-down model that, you know, had a tilting seat or maybe a real tilting screen, but I didn't see anything to indicate that. Looks like it was just the screen tilted. Because it's kind of cool, right? Hondo, what is up? You can tell it's very glitchy in certain places. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's very arcadey. And those jumps are so cool. I got to see if I can improve the performance. And it may just be that this little Atari VCS mini PC is just... Maybe it's just not capable of handling. But see, I love that. That just feels so impactful. I haven't done very much drifting here so far, nor have I really found myself in the wall very much. So I guess easy is a little bit easier. And it also seems like the cars are spaced out more. It seems like the AI was, you know, really bunching up the cars on previous arcade titles. Feels a little more open, like I have a greater chance of... Like a little announcer too. Hondo, what you been doing? How's your Thursday, Friday, wherever in the world you are?
Better luck next time.
But that's Rave Racer, right? It's got this little deal here. Hazumori, Rave. Oh, look at that polygon butt. That is a nice polygon bubble butt, right? They certainly put it in your face. That's for sure. Takes just one credit to get involved. All right, let's see if we can choose other things. Now, you'll notice there's multiple courses this time around. Oh, it starts you out on intermediate. You can actually track down to novice. It looks like, if you look at the maps the way it was, it looks like it's still doing the same thing. Where it's like... opening certain parts of the track. And see, that's the other thing, too. There's a lot more tracks in the later Ridge Racers, right? The first arcade ones was like, hey, here's a track. And how we'll make that have variety is we'll have parts of the track open, parts of it closed. And we may even do a reverse. What do you think about that? You're going to go backwards on the track. Then once you get into the consoles couldn't, people had a lot more time they could spend with console versions, so you couldn't get away with arcade brevity, right? You gotta justify the rolls and rolls of quarters that you would be spending on home machines all at one go. So we was a little more accepting too. Like if we knew there was an arcade port, it's like it's fine. It's fine as an arcade port. It's arcade perfect. I feel like with arcade, that was the value. Later on we'll be like, nah, ports are fine and all, but I need some content. I need to be able to justify my Christmas gift over the next 6 months. Oh, how smooth it rides right there. Very smooth. Hondo says, I'm doing a lot of stuff that I hate. Keep the stuff that I love so I may one day do what I love again. Yeah, I don't know that, man. That's some facts right there. Yeah, we had some Pac-Man. I see Pac-Man over there. We had some, we had a battery, several batteries, basically fail in our UPS at work today in the server room, and it was bad because those things give off gases that are very toxic, not only smelly, also dangerous in high enough concentration. So I spent most of my day making sure we were all safe, reading data sheets, getting sensors to read what the parts per million was for the gas in our area. Oh, now it's the final lap. Yeah, also could have been a battery fire. We mostly just saw battery bulging, so we could not actually remove the battery from the rack because they were swole up, and so we could not take them from out of the server room to while they finish degassing. So we had to find a company to come out and ventilate it for us. Artificially ventilate. Lead acid, I believe, is what those are, Captain Kipper, which is the ones. Does lithium also? I don't think lithium has that same problem, right? With the. So I think it's lead acid. I'm not a battery expert. I just know I looked up this battery model and confirmed that it would expel hydrogen sulfide. Is that right? Oh, Captain Kipper says, had a lithium battery's UPS catch fire 2 different times. Maybe it is lithium then. Does lithium do that as well? I don't know. Monkey Man has beds. Battery fires kind of scare the crap out of me, especially modern lithium polymer ones. Yep. Hondo says, lead acid is my Doom cover band. Yeah, batteries are can be very dangerous. You could kill an elephant with a battery. No, that's alternating current. And elephants with DC. Both would do it. But only one person killed elephants with alternating current. Oh, yeah, hard to put out. Absolutely. Yeah. Monkey says, of course, I carry a lot of that kind of thing with me in my streaming gear. Yeah. Let's see if we can get this Ridge Racer full-scale world working just to see, because I want to see. I just want to see. I feel like it's a dip switch problem. Do I have to restart bookkeeping info? System info. Maybe I just need to look. Maybe I need to look up the dip switches. Oh, you're a dip switch. No, you're a dip switch. Cabkeeper says, if lead acid are decycled too often, they swell. They also have a 3-year life, which is probably about right. I don't know that for a fact, though. Like I said, I just looked at the model number just to make might be subjective to the problem. I didn't look what style or anything like that. And I just confirmed also that smells like sewer. Yes, smells like sewer. Maybe it's the second one. Don't forget, tomorrow night is 6:30 p.m. is our community event night. Come on out. No, 6 p.m. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. 6 p.m. Eastern time. We will be doing our community event. Play probably some Jackbox games, maybe some murder mystery party 2, mystery murder party. The data center with a generator has no issues, but the ones with no generator is our problem one, right? We have a generator as well, so hopefully it won't be a problem. We'll see. They're supposed to be sending out a technician tomorrow who's supposed to have a deeper look, but I don't look forward to that guy having to. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of worse. Where I think this one's only partially working, right? So this is the big one. I love how that looks though. This is kind of amazing. I kind of love it. So this is the one that you would have used for the full size Mazda. We called it Miata. I don't know what you guys called it, but a little convertible
Racer!
Mazda sportsy car. Had the full size. We could sit down. Oh, I kind of like it. I kind of like how weird this is. It kind of 5. Yeah, that's because you're riding in the big. Oh, listen how. Yeah, the MX-5. Yeah. I don't know if I'll. Oh boy, this is laggy too. I'll have to try this on my PC offline. I said I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Now I heard in the full size experience, you're supposed to, the steering wheel works, the gas, the brake. Well, I mean, in game, not in the car. And then also like they have fans blowing on you and stuff, which is pretty cool. This looks like a corrupt ROM. It probably is. So we'll just have to look. Interesting. Oh, look at the guys coming by. I love it. I love it. I'm just curious to see how far I can get on this with this weird, API 2, API time, or AP time. It actually plays pretty well. The cars look super floaty.
Somebody's right on your tail!
Somebody's right on my tail, man. I kind of like it. I feel like I'm like some kind of alternate candy universe. It looks like a Reese's Pieces up here. What is this? Oh no, he hit the wall. Reese's Pieces. You're saying it wrong. I know, it's hilarious.
Watch yourself! Hey, somebody's
It's
right on
Reese's
your tail!
Pieces. They even called it Pieces so that you would know how to say Reese's. This flipped upside down, does it? Hondo Baby Guy says, I believe it also the 1 year after Wabbit's passing. Oh, so Murder Party is a thoughtful idea. Absolutely. One of Wabbit Magic's favorites and requested often. Murder Party. Has it been that long already? Oh, breaks my heart. Okay. Has it been that long? Man.
Yeah! It's a new record!
It's a new record. Oh, did you see him hit him? Oh, I want to see that car up there that's all like it's like the ghost car up there. I love it. Wonder what is trying to render in those. They're so much floatier. It's so wild.
Somebody's right on your tail!
Somebody's right on your tail. Uh-oh. Well, I ain't worried about them because I'm in 4th place and I'm turning around. Oh, come on, Brian.
Stop! Watch yourself!
Almost there. Checkpoint. I'm in 3rd place, baby. Oh, no. I was doing so good. Look at the helicopter. It looks like it's Choplifter.
Somebody's right on your tail! Hey, somebody's right on your tail!
Tell him to get off it. Oh, look at the flight tower. That's wild. Oh, no. I was doing so good. Maybe if I can just be in the way. Can I be in the way? I just want to be in the way. Oh, no. My time is up.
Cheer up, you can try again. You'll do it next time.
Not with 5 coins, I won't. Good golly, Miss Molly. I freaking love it. All right. Hey, did we have fun? I think we had some fun tonight. I think we did indeed. We finally got to play some Ridge Racer thanks to Captain Kipper, who gave me a little bit of MAME advice. Insane MAME advice. It worked out well. We enjoyed a couple of Pac-Man gummies. They're just gummies made of fruit, and gelatin, and love. And no artificial dyes. I might have to get some more. I enjoyed them. They're all right. Not bad. I miss Boba Fetish. He was such a nice person. Yeah. We've lost too many people in our community. There's some B to the S. I said BS. When are you going to start streaming again, Tonda? When's your next one? Is it Saturday? When you gonna stream with us? I wanna stream. I wanna see you stream. Saturday, yes, with your new HD monitor. I can't wait to check it out. I'm Sam in the membrane. I want to say thank you to, to everybody who came out tonight. And be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. It means a lot to me. You guys make this fun. Because, man, I was having a rough time. 10 Lobster, thank you for all those gift community subs earlier. You the best. And thank you, Tom, for doing the Seek sub. Who else gave me some subs tonight? Gave some love. Had some love tonight. Yeah. Had some follows and some love. 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Going to use the beautiful OLED to stream a DOS game. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys over. I'm going to raid in on Pass the Plunger. Let's do it. Let's raid in. Let's have some good times.